playing into like a Nautilus or something, you send the clone out, it body blocks the dredge line. That doesn't work on Leona. So it's actually, as far as matchups go, it's a scarier one, especially
or
with
game 4 or later in Fearless. I think it's not a bad look. We haven't seen Ornn at all yet in this series. Curious when that one is going to show its face, if it gets a chance at all. If Gen.G do take this win. A lot of trading here on the top side.
I think it has to be said, okay, hold up, bottom dive potential here. Deal early.
They've got a pretty good angle. Where are they going to go? Looks like they do want to go straight into Ruler, and he just gets blown up immediately. That's first blood given over to Peanut Sejuani, and just like that, it's that simple.
Just to Cassante, some of the nerfs that came through, he isn't as meta. But again, the comp doesn't have that same strong identity as I feel their last comp did with a really strong front line.
Cannon's here. They are going to drop the ult here on Zeka. He's got his flash. He's going to try to flash over it, but Cannon's still on top of the Sylas. And another rock comes through, and Chovy easily cleans that one up. So Zeka really having a rough time here in mid, and he will get punished.
Honestly, Ocean Dragon, I feel like early Dragons, you never really talk that much about the stat impact, but the sustain from an Ocean could actually go a long way, especially when your solo laners are struggling with some of the harass coming out. Do you see Delight and Peanut looking, though?
Still holds his ultimate here. There's no objective for it. And Chovy is just chilling, looking for the ult again.
Cannon's here. Zeka, no flash, no ult, stolen, and he's just a sitting duck. Nowhere for him to run, nowhere for him to hide, and Canyon picks up another one. Zeka is not a champion.
HLE come back from weird positions. Right now, though, Gen.G starting up the Dragon. HLE looking to get in position and see if they can find an angle.
Yeah, not sure about this one. Again, Zeka, I don't think he even finished the Rod, which will be his first item. So they're going to throw an ult in onto Duro, but he is totally fine. And now we got a grab Pale from the side of Canyon as the stolen Nico ultimate doesn't do anything. Everybody on the side of HLE is just melting as they take a questionable fight, and Canyon knocks it down. As we wanted to see more from the man, he's showing it to us right here in Game 3.
I said I don't know if we can count Hanwha Life Esports out, but I think after that one, we definitely will. I think in this one. With 3 grubs in this Aurora. And Canyon's like, yeah, that's good.
Looking for the
ult. I don't think we're losing this.
Is he talking about the fight, the game, or the series? Maybe all 3.
Fine. And this is a free Rift Herald on top of it?
Yeah, just a free Herald, as you say. And
all right, Duro going to meet his opposing support. Delight continuing on this one. Zeus is nearby, level 11. They will be able to keep Duro down. As Duro thought, you know, well, we got total control up on the top side, but he's going to pay for it with his life. And Cannon gets in, gets the Rift Herald, and gets out. So, not the end of the world here for Gen.G. They will get the objective.
Yeah, I want to need to get more.
Oh, just a nice bait from Peanut, I suppose. Or did he overstep? Is the question. Delight and Zeka here. They're going to go for the re-engage. We got Corki. Viper is on the way. They're going to pull back Canyon, who is in a lot of trouble here and will be given a shutdown. Viper, he gets ulted by the Cassante, but he's totally fine for a while until Ruler makes his way to the back line. But it's a very squishy Kaisa who goes straight into 2 melee members, and he gets punished immediately. Chovy, now he's got double buff, and he will be looking to follow up on this one. But HLE making this a very close fight from this far behind is pretty impressive. And they're going to
game. That may change.
There is so much money.
He doesn't have ult yet.
There's so much money in this Aurora. Now, who is going to collect the pinata is the only question. They're going on in. They're committing hard onto this kill for Chovy. It's taking quite a while, though, and they give the kill 1,000 gold over to Zeus. But the ensuing fight is not looking too good for the side of Hanwha. Zeka trying to get away, and a missed Nico ult. Looks like Zeka will just sacrifice. Nearly even takes out Ruler. And look at this in mid. Viper's getting a free turret, and Hanwha Life are kind of getting big wins here on the map, and Gen.G are being run around even with their gigantic lead.
It's bit by bit, it's chisel by chisel, but Hanwha Life are certainly finding some angles in this game.
They're looking for more. Keen up here on the top side is a bit of a broken up play, as now Peanut is going to be isolated, and Zeus can't do much to help him, as now he's going to be bopped back and tries to hop away. Even Delight is desperately trying to save him, but he won't be able to. It's a double kill for Keen Sante, and Hanwha Life just throw it immediately back into Gen.G's favor on a close fight in top lane.
You know, I was going to say, after they got that one, you got a ton of gold. You have Viper pushing mid. If you just break and disengage here, that's a good play.
Yeah, I mean, now you're, like, we had the slippery Aurora that they engaged.
Cut your losses, cut your wins.
Yeah.
You had it. But now Gen.G, 6,000 gold lead at this point. And, you know, we talked about Chovy being super fed. Ruler got a lot of gold on the back of that. On this Kai'Sa, extremely strong.
Yeah, it does feel like at this point,
Just be past that point.
Wait, I realized both Gen.G, they've got on Keen and Canyon, they got double Unending Despair, and it's 4 melee on HLE, so they're just gonna proc so much healing off those, and they're feeling so confident now. They're starting off the Arakan.
Yeah, Peanut being zoned quite a bit. He is able to get into the pit, though. Gonna be a bit of a flip here as it does go to Peanut. He gets it, and a 3-man ult comes in from Zeka. They don't have that damage follow-up, though. And Keen is the target here for Hanwha Life. It's not a good one. As in goes Chovy now, taking a bunch from the front line as he will go down. But now look at Ruler. He's totally unleashed. Nobody can take him down. As Zeus Viper trying to go in, and they trade, actually. Will be enough, potentially, as Zeus gets a big shot. Picks up a kill, but he will be taken down at the very end. Hanwha, they keep making these fights so close, and they even got the Otacon.
What an incredible counters. I mean, they do have Otacon also.
yeah, he's coming back a little bit. Chovy, okay. Just gonna run in the south direction. Peanut is here as the ult is gonna hit him, and now you've got the Leona follow-up, but that is still Aurora.
Yeah, you got to ult after the Aurora ult.
Yeah. Zeus here, a bit alone, but he is Jax, so he hops away. Still, a nice win for Gen.G. There's no cats on the top side of Chovy, and they just get a free inner on the bottom side.
Yeah. Baron not up yet, and they weren't really in a position to do it anyway, but Gen.G found that window to get tier 2, and now looking for the Dragon immediately, did off the game for them. Game should have been over and done for a long time for Gen.G, and I think that's why we feel so hesitant about it, because HLE are making it feel uncomfortable from the perspective of Gen.G, especially considering that like Gen.G need to win
for the next team fight. In terms of setting up the engage, he and Canyon already had one crazy wombo combo earlier. All right, Keen.
All right, nice. Big engage, though, on top of Viper. He's isolated in the backside, and Ruler just assassinates him. Very nice engage here from the side of Duro. That's more of what we expected from this guy, what we saw in the regular season, and now Delight has to flash away. HLE, they had an angle back in, and it's technically not over, but Gen.G a very nice fight here to try to secure their lead.
Unstoppable. We've seen a lot of teams with big advantages kind of throw around red buff by trying to overforce, but the fact that they had Chovy crashing that wave into inner, that all that power, the collapse power, meant that it wasn't greedy at all.
Pretty hard to see angles for HLE from here.
Canyon almost 2 levels ahead of Peanut. Remember, Peanut got that dive in the bottom lane, and since then hasn't really been able to do too much. They're trying to turn on the Canyon, though, as the stolen Impale comes through, and the real Impale does a lot more. Catches 3 in the front with a Nico at the same time, and I think the Wallet's just going to get the job done. Chovy comes on over, and Zeus, he's very fed relatively to his team, but it's not going to be enough. Peanut getting low as well. Will be finished off. It's a clean ace for Gen.G as finally they show some signs of life in this series.
And I think relief for Gen.G fans everywhere, as this is the dominant showing we saw from this team all year long. In terms of LCK, in terms of regular season matchups where they are undefeated, and peak Gen.G form does show up here in Game 3. They will not go down without a fight. It is not going to be a 3-0.